mics. Welcome, you guys, to the Friday Night Costuming Contest, Dragoncon 2017. Are you guys excited? I'm sorry. I have a group of contestants backstage that worked very, very hard. I need a bigger response. Are you guys excited? All right, that is more like it. So tonight's contest is sponsored by a company called Tandy Leather. Where are you guys, by the way? Over here? Stand up. Give them a big round of applause.
Thank you for being so amazing.
We wouldn't be here if it weren't for Tandy Leather, so thank you.
And we also just want to say a huge thank you to the fans, because we've been in the convention circuit now for, like, we were trying to remember the first convention that we met
I don't know.
at.
If you guys don't know, this is Gigi Edgley. She's amazing.
Hi. And this is the beautiful Claire Kramer. And we were literally backstage going, wait, when was the first convention that we met? And it must have been probably like...
Don't say it. Okay. It was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, just yesterday. But we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. We love you guys so much. Thank you for always being around and supporting us and loving us and looking after us and almost dressing us.
And by the way, Dragoncon is the best convention of the year.
Agree?
The fans here are amazing, so, you know, thank you guys.
I literally called Dragoncon up and I'm like, guys, please can I come back? Please can I be a guest? And they're like, are you okay? I'm like, yay. And then I'm like, please can I have a panel? Please can I have a panel? So I want to give you a little hint. Tomorrow we're actually doing 2 world premieres. One is about a film called Hashtag, which I met the director and the producer right here. So I just want to let you guys know that we actually, the last few productions that I've done have been with people that I've met on the convention circuit. So we're always looking for cool ideas to work with you, to tell amazing stories. And also there's another little sneak preview that we're going to play tomorrow, which is called Closer, and it's a music video that I did to one of my original songs, and we're going to be doing the world premiere tomorrow at 7 o'clock, so come and check it out.
Woohoo! Okay, so it is the Friday Night Costuming Contest, and you may be asking yourself, what is the Friday Night Costuming Contest? So this is a craftsmanship contest.
Yes.
Our judges has already met with each of the contestants and examined their costumes to determine who's going to make it into this round, which is the final round. And each year the contestants have consistently raised the bar on the level of work and detail that they put into their costumes. And even the novices have been producing these crazy high quality costumes.
They're amazing. Like you guys wait, you're going to be blown away. And we're like fangirling out over them backstage. And
Yes.
like, what the?
So last year, Dragoncon, after consistently seeing this excellent work, decided it was time to raise the stakes a little bit more.
And the skill levels are novice, journeyman, and professional contestants. In each of these levels are competing for an award plaque of $50 Dragon dollars. Woohoo!
At the Dragoncon store.
Yes, very special.
Where I imagine you could get a very cool t-shirt.
Or maybe even a dragon.
I don't know. 4 contestants are going to be presented with an honorable mention certificate that is suitable for framing.
Yes, and then there are 2 opportunities for you, the audience, to get in on the voting. Ooh! An Audience Choice Award will be awarded by your applause.
And all the contestants in the professional category will automatically qualify for the social media fan favorite contest. I bet you guys can't imagine what that is. Tell us, Gigi.
Well, Claire, near the end of the contest, we will announce when the photos of all the professional category costumers are posted on Dragoncon's official Facebook page.
And I believe that link is playing up on the screen, but it is facebook.com/DragonConOfficial.
So there you vote for your favorite, so I'm getting a bit excited. You don't even have to be physically here at Dragoncon to vote, so you can text your friends and ask them to vote. The lucky winner will be awarded a free 2018 Dragoncon membership and a cool con gift basket.
Ooh, all right, con gift basket. Wow.
Yes,
are you guys ready to get started? I'm sorry, I think I gave you this lesson once before. Are you guys ready to get started? Okay, we're gonna kick it off with our novice category. Okay, so in order to enter into the novice category, you have never never competed in a major competition, and you must not make costumes professionally, so you can't be a seamstress or a wardrobe designer or a costumer or anything like that. So, novice category, let's get going. Do we have music for this, by the way? That would be cool, but maybe not.
Or maybe just mime. Maybe I could sing.
Gigi, maybe you should sing. Okay, so our first contestant is Melanie Sawa. Come on out, Melanie. Woo! Give her a big round of applause, please. She is obviously the Blue Witch from Disney's Into the Woods, and Melanie is from Houston, Texas. This is where it becomes a little pageanty. She's been costuming for 4 years and is self-taught through forums and YouTube videos.
So beautiful.
And this dress was made with black satin, blue organza, and over 100 yards of ribbon. The iridescence of the ribbon was created by layering a teal organza ribbon over dark blue ribbon with an adhesive, and the ribbons were individually attached and sewn onto the final costume. The texture of the sleeves was created by rolling a line into the organza and stitching it down to create the digital pattern. The total costume took hundreds of hours to create, from mock-up through makeup and wig design. Melanie, well done. Give her a big round of applause.
All right, guys, contestant number 2, Moira Ashland, in the novice category. Oh my gosh, amazing. This costume was designed and crafted by Moira. It's an original take on Hades from Disney's Hercules. Inspired by the French, wow, this is a whole mouthful, Rococo era of fashion. The gown is a blend of modified pattern and original drafted pieces. It has hand-embroidered trim featuring heavily throughout, as well as more than 100 hours of hand-done beadwork. Oh my gosh, that's insane. It features LED lights and a green undercape to represent the pit of souls.
Ooh, I like those lights.
The wig was hand-sewn and, styled with accents crafted to represent moments in the film. The shoes and jewelry were styled by the era appropriate and coordinated with the dress. They feature hand embroidery and beadwork. This dress has been a work in progress for 2 years. You're amazing.
All right, good job. Big round of applause. Our next contestant is Nellie Jeanne Lucas. Come on out, Nellie. And otherwise known as NJ, has been in the shop the last 4 months perfecting her infamous Zaya cosplay. Wow. NJ is a high school student, nice, from Athens, Georgia, and has only been cosplaying since late 2015. In this creation, she carries her death quills, and she has an infinite supply of, where are those death quills? They're there.
Unleash the quills.
The idea of creating the costume came from the day that Zaya was announced as a new champion in League of Legends. The Assassin Beauty was calling her name to create the costume in real life, and everything from head to toe was hand sewn and crafted, and she has been upgrading everything. You have 3 different versions of the feathers on her shoulders, back, and is finally happy with what she has here this evening. Give her a big round of applause.
All right, contestant number 4 is Alana Haywood. Yay, Alana! Okay. This is Pira Nikos' costume from the show RWBY. It's the combined efforts of costumer Alana Haywood from Atlanta and prop builder John Parrott from Seattle. Working together from opposite sides of the country, I know what that's like, they completed their first custom-built project together in 3 months. Congratulations, that's huge. Alana brought the costume to life using vinyl fabric and Eva foam, whereas John forged the sword out of laser-cut wood and 3D printed PLA. Nice.
Very nice. Big round of applause. All right, and next up we have Whitney Johnson. Come on up, Whitney.
Come on.
Where are you? Okay, Whitney is Fang, and Spooky Wit Cosplay out of Utah is presenting their bane of their existence, a cosplay simple in looks, but a monster in detail. The prop is Fang's main weapon, right there. It is fully functional, as in the game. Wow. The prop, once function was configured, took 1 month to fully construct. That is beautiful. Much blood was spilled. The idea of the cosplay came from Spook's love of tank characters and the character design and personal aesthetics with similar personalities. Let's give her a big round of applause, Whitney!
Yes?
Are you
Hello?
coming? There you are. Very nice.
Are you guys married? Are you guys together?
They're in the zone. They're not going to answer you right now.
Sorry. Up next from the video game Castlevania Lord of Shadow 2 is Gabriel Belmont as a Prince of Darkness. Dracula and is accompanied by his wife Mary Belmont. This is both cosplayers Mandolin and Christopher's first cosplay contest entry. Together they put their skills into designing this costume. It was a work compilation of various materials including vinyl, suede, warbler and stitchwork. The application on the back of the jacket is an entirely hand-sewn cross-stitch that was created from in-game references. The gauntlets, greaves, belt and upper jacket are made from the warbler and craft foam. Dracula's chaos claws are made with plexiglass, LED strips and various types of adhesives.
How many various adhesives, I wonder? I don't know.
A lot.
Well,
He says a lot.
He says a lot.
Many.
All right, well done. Big round of applause for them. Let's welcome Hillary Adcock to the stage. Hillary, come on out.
Oh my
God! So this Supergirl outfit, designed by Hillary and her partner Tamara Contrell, was modeled after the costume on the hit CW TV show, obviously. The designer and model, Hillary, is a first-time attendee to Dragoncon. And she is super excited about sharing her creation with everyone. She's based out of Nashville, Tennessee. She's been doing alterations work for the music industry for the past 10 years. Her attention to detail and accuracy, including the red stitching, is important in all the work she does. She's a real-life Supergirl. Give it up for Hillary.
Contestant number 8, Royal Adcock. Super Bat was created by Roy and Hillary Adcock, based out of Nashville, Tennessee. This is the first time at Dragoncon and first time doing cosplay. He couldn't decide between Superman and Batman, so he combined them into the smartest and strongest superhero, Super Bat. Since his wife is Supergirl, he didn't want them to be kissing cousins. So thus his creation.
All right, good job. One more round of applause for him. And let's welcome to the stage Michelle Smith. Come on out, Michelle. Gotland City Cosplay spent nearly 6 months creating the replica of Cinderella's ball gown. But you won't see most of the effort unless you get a peek under her skirt. Whoa, what? Her base layer is hand-sewn elliptical cage skirt with a pillow bustle. The petticoat is 8 layers of organza, each layer finished with a finishing line ruffle. Careful there, Cinderella. Her middle skirt has 4 layers, chiffon, iridescent organza, and 2 layers of tulle, and there are miles of fabric and thread in this dress. The top skirt and Bertha or Ketonic chiffon that shifts colors between purple and blue, very nice. Both skirt and Bertha were hand-embellished with Swarovski crystals, as were the shoes. Thank you so much, Michelle. Beautifully done.
I was waiting for her to leave a shoe. All right, contestant number 10, Rob Shelter. Dungeons and Dragons brought to life in this original design. This dragonborn character is inspired by the popular role-playing game from Wizards of the Coast. Over 100 hours has gone into the construction of this costume, which features a suit of leather armor crafted from Eva foam and highly detailed ice dragon headpiece. The painted mask is a paper mache base covered in individual hand-cut scales. It also features a hinged jaw and clear resin eyes. The designer, Rob Shelter, is a Georgia resident who works as an animation director here in Atlanta.
Well done. Very impressive.
Is this really novice? This is amazing.
I know it is. Okay, let's welcome Jackie Nevins to the stage. Come on out, Jackie. Wow, a Peruvian, I imagine. This is Jackie with her first costume build and contest inspired by her love of Doctor Who, obviously, and the only psychopaths in the universe to kill you nicely, the weeping Weeping Angels. This costume is her own steampunk spin on the infamous monster. Jackie's wings are made entirely out of craft foam suspended on wire, attached to a wood base. Her Time Energy backpack is made out of Eva foam, and her gauntlet is made out of Warbla. The dress is a combination of 2 sewing patterns that she felt best matched the character. When Jackie isn't costuming, she spends her time in her Orlando, Florida home with her husband and her 2 dogs, binge watching altogether too many TV shows, pretty much like the rest of us, right? Thank you so much, Jackie. Good job. Well done.
All right, contestant number 12, Kelly Conley. This design was created by Kelly Conley of Ari vs. Cosplay. Originally from Mars, Pennsylvania, Kelly attended her first con at age 12 and it sparked a passion that has continued ever since. This galactic character, Nova, is a gentle Togruta from the Star Wars universe. She was created in a D&D campaign in the winter and was brought to life just a few months later. This is the first time the designer has worked with latex casting and the first costume she has ever made completely from scratch. The outfit is heavily inspired by Native American tribal wear, and the headpiece itself is made out of real feathers gathered by the designer.
Very impressive, Kelly. Give one round of applause for Kelly. Good job. And please welcome Robert Perez to the stage. Come on out, Robert.
Hey, Robert.
Okay. This is first-time designer, Rob Perez. He presents Nassar, a cultist gladiator from the video game Darkest Dungeon. Rob was introduced to cosplay just a few months ago and quickly went to work creating his very first costume. With the help of fellow cosplayers, Rob learned how to sew, design, mold, and paint costumes in the span of 4 months. Originally from the borders of Philadelphia, Rob got his first nerd culture during his 3rd year of college and quickly fell in love with everything nerdy, like the rest of us, right? This costume in particular was inspired by the brutal yet elegant culture of the cultist enemies presented in Darkest Dungeon, especially in their choice of weapons and armor design. Well done, Robert. Good job. Nice work, Robert.
The scariest jazz hands I've ever seen. Contestant number 14. All right, Brian Buck. Oh my goodness. Thanks, Brian. You're going to give us all nightmares tonight. You look amazing. The Narakali armor from Aeon is by far one of the largest and most extravagant armors Brian has ever attempted. What attracted him to this particular armor, however, was the spikiness and the vibrant aqua greenish blues, contrasting against the harsh, hardened blacks, as well as the interesting scoops and subtle curves in it. This armor required 10 plus extra large sheets of Warbler and was entirely crafted by hand. This armor was an ongoing project for roughly 3 months and was based off concept art and similar in-game armors. The armor is constructed by over 300 armor plates and has a faux leather and suede undersuit sewn by him.
Well done, Brian. Good job. Okay, please welcome our next contestant, Brandon Martin, to the stage. Okay, you guys, this is not only his first costume build, but it's his first competition and his first time at a convention.
Yay!
Right?
We're popping his convention cherry.
Yes, Brandon Martin's outfit is based off the Halo Reach ODST armor set, and he did all the work, including the painting, all by himself, and he's only 16, okay? Please give a big round of applause for Brandon and his first con ever.
All right, guys, let's pause for a moment to introduce the folks behind the magic. First, our programming operation director, Bill Harrison.
Bill, are you here? Where are you?
He's hiding.
Are you hiding?
He's hiding.
I don't blame you, Bill.
I'm pretty sure I saw him at the bar. Kat Harrison is our main programming director. Lee Cox is the costuming track director. And last but not least, overseeing all of these folks, and I'm her biggest fan, Regina Kirby. Yay!
Yay, Regina!
We love you, Regina!
Are you guys having a good time so far? Are you ready to move on to the journeyman category?
I'm sorry, what?
They're learning, slowly but surely. Okay, so to be in the journeyman category, you have to have at least 1 year of costuming experience, You have to at least won one award from another costuming contest. Who are you waving at?
I wasn't waving at my boyfriend.
Okay. To be a journeyman, you must enter this contest for 2 years in a row, and you also must have the stipulation that you cannot make costumes professionally. So let's kick off the journeyman category.
Alrighty, contestant number 1, Edgel Hector. Sounds like we should be related.
All right, come on out here.
The following designer comes all the way from Arizona to showcase his very first cosplay. He may not have a lot of experience, but he definitely has skills. Ooh. Oh, I lost my place. This is a top to bottom custom built. Different parts of this cosplay have been designed, 3D printed, modeled, cast, sewn, painted, and weathered by this designer with an incredible attention to detail. He created the patterns, dyed and silk screened the material, sewed the entire outfit with the only previous sewing experience on a pillow in his high school. Oh my gosh, I can't even sew a button on, that's amazing. The blasters, orb, ankle rockets were 3D printed. The boots were tennis shoes and a pair of ladies' boots, bought at a local surplus store. The rest of the leather on this build was a couch.
I love it. It makes me just want to sit on you. Thank you so much.
Every day his family's coming home and they're like, where's the couch?
All right, next up in the journeyman category, please welcome Kevin Kedley. Come on out, Kevin.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so this costume is approximately 90% homemade and took roughly 2 months to build. This is the costume's debut here at Dragoncon 2017. And for a living, Kevin builds prop and horror weapons. Give a big round of applause to Kevin! Thank you, Kevin.
Contestant number 3, William Robertson. Okay. Redesign, rebuild, recreate. These are the words model Joey Robinson has kept in his mind in designing and constantly updating his Anarchy Joker outfit. Custom designed, hand painted, and heavily modified. The jacket hosts nearly a dozen props, including a resin model of Jack Nicholson Smith and Weason 15-3 revolver, a functional squirt flower, and the Joker's iconic Robin-bashing crowbar.
Watch out, judges.
He's such a romantic. It is adorned with an original design formed from fabric-glued scraps and fabric paint and numerous iconic quotes. Beneath the jacket lies his hand-modified vest, adorned with yet another custom design hidden from view. Finally, Joey ties it all together with his well-rehearsed grin and boning, chilling laugh.
Very good. Thank you so much. Okay, and let's welcome our next contestant, Madison Heights, to the stage. Madison, come on out. Okay, this is handmade 100% by experienced Atlanta local Vinacos, who has won many awards for her costuming work. She's an avid fan of the League of Legends and plans to one day cosplay all of them and begin her second. Okay, Nidalee is a fierce character that allows her to channel her inner warrior. 1.5 months of work and new techniques went into the sewing, prop work, wig stylist, and armor fabrication. The spear stands at 6.5 feet tall, and the wig weighs almost 4 pounds on its own. Clips were sewn into the wig because it's too heavy to stay on by itself. Well done, Madison. Give her a big round of applause.
Contestant number 5, Elizabeth Damp. Elizabeth is an office worker by day, costume enthusiast by night. She began this costume the day after seeing 2016 Marvel Studios film Doctor Strange last November. The months-long process involved hundreds of hours of embroidery, leatherwork, and fabric aging. The cape's lining has a red and black checkered pattern, which was created by hand using a fabric marker and a yardstick so as to be an exact replica. The light shield is made of wire, LED lights, and cellophane.
Well done, Elizabeth. Give her a big round of applause. And now let's welcome Jennifer Robinson to the stage. Come on out, Jennifer. All right, Jennifer.
Jennifer is invisible lady.
I think she's coming out.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Do you guys want to see this? I'm sorry, what? Oh my goodness!
So, this is amazing. The designer is Jennifer Robinson, and she created this with her husband, Joey Robinson.
Wow.
And she is wearing Deathclaw from the game Fallout 4. Now,
That's what I look like when I wake up in the morning.
This is very impressive. This is her second creature costume and first full-body creature with stilts. The face of the Deathclaw is hand sculpted and resin casted. The stilts that give the look are created from wood, and the arms are heavily modified crutches. Okay, don't come too close, Jennifer. Upholstery, another couch-inspired material, upholstery foam, is used to give muscle structure and overall look. And because Dragoncon can be a bit toasty, 2 fans have been installed. One to pull air in, and one to push air out. And the Deathclaw took almost 5 months to complete and was created in her and her husband's 2-bedroom apartment. And I don't really want to know any more of what happened with that costume in that 2-bedroom apartment, but we'll just leave it at that. Well done, Jennifer, and to your husband, Joey, as well. Wonderful.
All right, contestant number 7. Samantha Borg. This is Sam of Dover Design in her first customed design cosplay. Snow White Knight. Styled in the theme of high fantasy, this ornamental armor is designed to mimic the features of the princess's iconic blue and yellow dress, minus the damsel in distress, of course. The armor pieces and apple leaf accents are constructed using Warbler's black art and are accompanied by custom patterns sewn and embroidered underclothes and accents.
Ooh.
Beautiful.
Well done. Big round of applause, please. And now let's welcome our next contestant, Rebecca Ray, to the stage. Come on out, Rebecca. Are you here?
Is she?
Yes, Rebecca. Okay, now this costume took roughly a month to make with over 100 hours invested in this piece. Rebecca is from the Atlanta area and has been creating costumes for the past few years. And she was inspired to create this costume not only because of the fact that it's done, but because of the beautiful details and the makeup of the original wardrobe. An interesting fact about this costume is there is a lot of intricate details that are very easy to go unnoticed, such as the tulle being sandwiched between the many layers of organza, so there is no bodice. A fun fact about Beauty and the Beast story is the actual date is unknown, which is why in the animated Disney movie, there are multiple items from different time periods. Very interesting. Thank you, Rebecca. Big round of applause.
All right, contestant number 9, come on down. Here we have Charlotte Murphy. Oh, beautiful. For this piece, my inspiration came from Ridley Scott's movie Blade Runner. The dark, shadowy atmosphere of Los Angeles made me question what other cities might be like in this setting. What materials might be present or absent. Like the film, I wanted to combine the past and the future, so I decided to work with both vintage and modern fabrics, adding in elements of found objects, reimagining traditional Japanese clothing into something new. In the film, it is perpetually dark, so I wanted the character to have her own light sources to give the feeling of light in the darkness of future Tokyo, a way forward.
Wonderful. Beautiful. Thank you, Charlotte. Well done. Thank you. And now let's welcome our next contestant, Fahana Beato, to the stage. Come on out. Okay, awesome. Farhana has been cosplaying Sam from the 2009 horror movie Trick or Treat. Sam is the enforcer of those who don't follow the traditions of Halloween. The costume is 100% handmade. The onesie was sewn out of fleece. It looks very comfortable, I might add. The head foam is made with paper mache and burlap. And his infamous lollipop murder weapon was created using resin, orange paint, and a wooden dowel. Very well done. Thank you. I still gotta say, the onesie looks comfortable. I'm jealous.
All right, contestant number 11, Sarah Sanders. This year is 1979, and the world has ended in nuclear war. But out on the Great Plains, there are signs of life. This outfit incorporates classic car parts ranging from 1932 to 1979. Sorry, with chainmail, scale mail, featherwork, and leatherwork, and took over a year to make. The chainmail alone took several months, and every feather has been trimmed, glued to a bamboo skewer and some hairpins, and then wrapped around electrical tape for a more uniform appearance. And yes, it is as heavy as you probably think. They don't make cars like that anymore.
Well done. Very impressive. And let's welcome our next contestant, Yasu Tano, to the stage. Come on out, Yasu. Very nice. Okay. This mainstay outfit from the Game of Thrones series is a synergy of fabric, thermoplastics, leather, and 3D printing. The armor planting is a mix of leather and thermoplastic. The Sintra is painted with a mix of lacquer and acrylic paints to stimulate metal. Very good. And the leather has been hand tooled to add the detail and relief, and then hand colored with leather dye. The boots are made of hand tooled leather. And the swords were 3D modeled in Fusion 360, then 3D printed for 140 hours, and then hand sewed to a smooth finish. In total, this build took 250 hours and 140 hours of printing to complete. And I like that you put for your additional comments, I can't think of anything else. It pretty much covered it. Great job, Yasu.
Good work. Did you guys like the Game of Thrones finale? When's it gonna come back?
2 years, Gigi. It's gonna be 2 years.
Is that me?
No, you're right here.
Oh, here we are, sorry. Okay, next we have Janelle Glasper. This is an ancient Egyptian goddess of creation and war. She was introduced as a character in the game called Smite. When bringing the character to life, Queen's Cup Cosplay delved into many different crafts, including leatherwork and wig making. There are 1,200 pieces of craft foam throughout the costume, each piece individually primed, prepped, and painted by hand. Beautiful.
Very well done. And let's welcome our next contestant, Lisa Berger. Lisa, are you back there? Wonderful. Here comes the future bride. This confection by Lisa of Georgia is sewn and glued predominantly of recycled packing materials and textiles. Only lights, wire, and paint are her something new. The bodice is a reformed, tacky cocktail dress, very honest there, with added hand crocheted sleeves in silver yarn. Skirt layers and sleeve caps are metallic painted. Paper and old curtains with a bum roll made of mailing air sacs sewn into a cloth tube. Something I haven't heard before. The blissful bouquet of shoe covers are made from lids, plastic bags, florist wire, and packing foam sheets formed into flowers embedded with LED lights. Lisa is an avid environmentalist and utilizes reused, repurposed materials in design whenever possible. Well done, Lisa.
Next we have Ashley Rule. Ruby Commando Costumes hails from Austin, Texas, and has been a costume hobbyist for 5 years. Here she is as Zarya from the game Overwatch. Most notable detail in this costume is the use of stretch vinyl fabrics as an alternative to painting the armor pieces. Stretch fabrics is glued along the edges of the foam, creating a smooth and flexible look that never wears down. The cannon was constructed by Beer Money Props. It weighs around 6 pounds, disassembles into under 15 parts, and runs off a cell phone charger inside a magnetic storage compartment in the handle. As an enthusiast of weightlifting herself, Ruby Commando is thrilled to represent a muscle-bound female character at Dragoncon. Woohoo!
Wow. Well done. All right, let's welcome our next contestant, Jess Stonesius, to the stage. Come on out, Jess. All right, this designer, Jess, he's been cosplaying since 2010, has competed twice before in other competitions in the novice class. This is his third Dragoncon. All of the leather was cut, dyed, and stitched by hand, and involved the sacrifice of at least 24 leather needles and at least 3 months of work. This costume incorporates over 50 buckles, 28 in the gaiters alone, and at least 16 ounces of concealed liquid storage. That's interesting. I like your style there.
Coming out later.
Proportions, of course. He's carrying a mega staff, which is animated by timed LED lights and several clear frames and a microcontroller. All the custom snake-themed hardware was sculpted and then cast in resin. And yes, those are chaps. Well done. Well done, Jess.
Doris Spence, contestant number 17. Anne Spence started building Ventress right after Dragoncon 2016. 25 hours later, Asajj Ventress was finished. Ventress is constructed with various materials, including, but not limited to, knit jersey, crushed velvet, suede, and muslin. Multiple types of equipment was used to build Ventress. That includes, but is not limited to, a 3D printer and a Pache airbrush system. These are so many new, beautiful words that I've never said before.
So many uses for couches.
She was built to be screen accurate with a few artistic liberties taken into account. Anne Spence is a costumer and fursuit maker known as Anu the Cat Girl and is located right outside of Atlanta.
Well done. And that concludes our journeyman category. Some wonderful, wonderful, big round of applause for everyone in the journeyman. All right, and now we are going to move on to our third and final category, the professional category. So, professional category, to be in this category, you either produce costumes professionally, that makes sense, right? Or you have previously placed as a journeyman in a major costuming contest, or you have participated in a major contest as a journeyman for 3 years in a row. So, you guys ready for the professional category? Let's do it.
All right, Michael Snell. This is the designer's first time at Dragoncon. Michael?
Oh, Mike. Oh, yeah, this side. Come on out.
Oh my goodness! Michael, this is the designer's first time at Dragoncon and only his second cosplay contest. He started cosplay 1 year ago as Wilfred from Doctor Who at Con Castabers in Huntville, Iowa. This year he stepped up his game and created one of the Doctor's major enemies, Davros, the creator of the Daleks. The project was completed in less than 6 weeks. The chair was made using MDF plywood, metal, PVC pipe, fillable ornaments, and an electric chair. He self-taught himself clay sculpting, 2-part mold making, and pouring and painting latex. The head and hand were sculpted with clay, then cast into 2-part molds, poured latex, and painted. The console components were hand-turned or 3D printed.
Wow, that is very impressive, Michael. Big round of applause for Michael. All right, let's welcome to the stage our next contestant, Sydney Shepard. Come on out, Sydney. All right. This entire cosplay is historically accurate to gowns from the 18th century. The designer specializes in cosplays that have a vintage or a historic spin to them. And this costume features a fully boned corset and bodice and historically accurate reproduction shoes. Let's see the shoes. There they are. And in her spare time, Sydney is a history major at Landar University and a member of the equestrian team. Big round of applause for Sydney.
Welsh. Casey Renee has created a beautiful, historically accurate Anne Boleyn gown suitable for any queen, with over 200 hours on the 6 garments, thousands of beads, and accompanying accessories. She's ready for coronation. This has been a dream costume for Casey since she saw the TV shows The Tudors and fell in love with Natalie Dormer's as Anne.
Very nice. Big round of applause. And let's welcome our next contestant. This is Daniel, modeling a design by his wife, Jessie Rush. Come on out, Daniel. From Southern Georgia, Sarah Cosplay presents Lone Wolf Hanzo from Overwatch. Modeled by her husband, she fell in love with this costume the moment she saw it in this game. The costume required learning a few new skills, such as creating an animal-like head using faux fur, resin casting eyes, and airbrushing to paint the costume and add details. The armor and pouches are made entirely of EVA foam of various thicknesses, and the pants are made from broadcloth with interfacing and batting to give them structure. The bow is made from insulation foam covered in Warbla and has a PVC pipe fitting in the middle to allow it to be broken down. Wow. The costume took more than 150 hours to create, and it looks amazing. Big round of applause for Jessie and her husband, Daniel.
Our next contestant is Ottilie Murray, the wench of the Red Dragon Inn board game, built and worn by Ottilie Murray of again plain Jane costuming. About 105 hours of sanding, drafting, sewing, painting, sculpting, and soldering went into this surprisingly comfortable costume. Her jewelry features coins of the Red Dragon Inn that were 3D printed, sanded and painted, as well as handmade shield, token earring from the Battle for Greyport game. Just like the wench, her tray isn't empty. Wench brings some more drinks for my friends, a glass of water, wine, and a flagon of the inn's signature drink, Dragon's Breath Ale. She would like to thank her family, friends, and patrons for all help making this amazing costume come to reality.
Well done. And let's welcome Sarah Schambach to the stage. Come on out, Sarah. Are you here?
Hello, Sarah?
Oh, she's coming. You know, she's coming out the left door, so it means there's a big costume coming. This costume was made by Sarah of Luna Rose Costuming and is based on a costume from the 1938 Norma Shearer film Marie Antoinette and is designed by iconic Hollywood costume designer Adrian. The gown is completely patterned from scratch and is made from over 20 yards of gold metallic silk. The costume is covered in handmade tambour sequin and stars, as well as hand embroidery throughout. All of the film-accurate historical undergarments are handmade, including a 1930s corset, garter panniers, and petticoats. The wig is styled by hand, and the hairpieces are all handmade. The fan is also made from scratch and hand-detailed. This costume has been a work in progress since January of 2017. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Sarah. Big round of applause for Sarah.
Tori Stenmark is our next contestant. This uniform is designer and creator Tori Stenmark's first full-body spandex suit. Ooh, very nice. The patterns were entirely custom drafted using a ruler, a measuring tape, and some string. She completed it in 2 weeks. Throughout the process, the goal was clean elegance of construction and perfect accuracy of comic book reproduction. Stenmark is here to challenge the idea that a costume has to be complicated, massive, or over the top to be impressive. She comes from Seattle, where she fell in love with Captain Marvel, a superhero who has been a feminist icon since 1968.
Well done. Thank you. And now let's welcome our next contestant, Brittany Ganoza, to the stage. Come on out, Brittany. Brittany hails from Columbus, Ohio, and has been making costumes since 2010. She finds much of her inspiration from video games. Her armor is all self-patterned and made from leather, Foam, Warbler, and Sinstra. Her double masks were hand sculpted and attached to her helmet, and the center mask is detachable. She has also constructed a robot arm with a hand that has full range of movement. The sword is heavily modified boken to look more like a real katana. The costume was hand-painted, including the flag on her back, and there are 2 identical paintings done directly onto fabric. From the beginning of the build to the finished product, Brittany has put over 250 hours into this costume. It is gorgeous, Brittany. Congratulations. Well done.
Hannah Ashley is our next contestant. Where's she coming from? Ooh. Sisters Hannah and Sarah of Terrible Trio Cosplay have their workshop in St. Louis and have been crafting for years. They try to learn something from every costume they make. This is their 6th set. Captain Pasma's trademark chrome armor is made entirely of hand-tooled and shaped leather, as is Kylo Ren's helmet and armor. Kylo Ren's crystal saber was designed, modeled, and cast by hand. All fabric work was done by the sisters, as well as constructed with minimal blood, sweat, and tears. Wow! Well, amazing! I don't know if I could get my sister to ever do anything like that with me.
And now let's welcome Mary Ellen Berkland to the stage. Come on out, Mary Ellen. And this costume, oh yes, and in conjunction with David Verwoest, okay, the Mirkwood Hunter costume was made from New Zealand deerskin leather. The belt was engraved, hand distressed, and the buckle was sculpted and cast with bronze and resin. The undercoat is lined with silk, and the bow and daggers were altered from weta props. The arrows and quiver were made from warbler, wood, and sourced fletching. The Mirkwood Palace Guard helmet was sculpted and rotocast, sanded, and painted, and the bracers and shin guards were cast in resin. The chainmail was cut from acrylic with a laser cutter, then attached to cargo netting. The helmet features a custom cooling system so that he doesn't pass out when walking around in hot Atlanta sun.
Or in the elevators.
Or in the elevators. Well done, Mary Ellen and David. Thank you.
Next, we have Mary Goodwin. Designer Mary Goodwin from Warner Robins, Georgia, found the inspiration for her cosplay in the sci-fi film Jupiter Ascending. In just over a month, the designer created her own adaptation of the decadent wedding dress worn in the film, featuring a shorter dress and custom accessories. The dress, made of taffeta and lace overflow, was sewn with an inner horsehair braid that gives the hem its unique structured look, and the designer spent 3 days straight hand sewing and gluing over 300 fabric flowers and thousands of jewels to the dress. The designer hand built the headpiece from thermoplastics and wire, painted and decorated custom shoes, and crafted her character's companion bees from the film. Wow.
Beautiful. Well done, Mary. Thank you so much. And now let's welcome Eliza Eldridge to the stage. Eliza, are you here? Yes. Hello from Massachusetts. We have Eliza, the owner and the costume and prop making company, Eldridge Arts. She is known for creating screen-accurate replicas of costumes and props from film, TV, and video games. She has made her full-time job since 2012, and she got the desire to make this costume when she saw the Wonder Woman movie. Yeah! After being awed by the Amazon General, Eliza decided she had to make the costume for herself. She spent over 100 hours patterning, cutting, shaping, texturing, dyeing, and riveting all of the real leather parts of the armor together. She made this using the same methods as real leather armor, so she can feel like a true Amazon wearing it, and you look like one too. Great job, Eliza.
Vera Campbell. She's in your base. She's in your base, stealing your plans, ladies and gents. It's Jyn Erso from Star Wars Rogue One, made and modeled by Vera Campbell. Though this costume looks simple and unassuming, each piece has a complex set of details. Vera dyed over 30 fabric samples to achieve the screen-accurate colours for all of the fabrics, which are various shades of blues, purples, greens and greys. The jacket has suede stripe detail, while the vest is heavily top-stitched and quilted. The belt and holster were wet-formed, painted and weathered with purchased 3D printed props, which were modified and painted for accuracy. The wig was entirely handmade, each strand tied individually to a mesh base. Bravo! You look beautiful.
Wonderful. And now let's welcome Lydia Barnes to the stage. Come on out, Lydia. Lydia Barnes is costuming tonight as Dolores from the new HBO series Westworld. She made everything as screen accurate as possible. The blue dress is custom dyed Swiss dot cotton and the buttons are screen accurate antiques. She's made the leather belt from the exact kit on the show's costume designer used, and underneath, Lydia is also wearing all of the underwear that Dolores wears, including a corset, petticoat, and pantaloons that she all made herself using a mix of modern materials with antique trims. Lydia also had to make time-consuming changes to the wig for realisticness, including adding darker roots and wefting a ton of little wispy hairs along the hairline. Well, it doesn't look like anything to me, Dolores. Good job, well done.
All right, we've got a bit of a team. Dustin Meredith, Thalen, Braden, and Carla. So Clara Babinox. Shimmer and Shade Specialize. Where are they?
Are you guys,
Oh, is
are they
it
coming out this
thing?
side? Okay, here we go.
Oh, you know it's going to be big. Shimmer and Shade specialize in sensory-friendly and mobility, accessible costumes for adults and children with disabilities, and have brought their 3 oldest children as the Aquaman family to the FNCC this year.
Here we go.
These costumes, oh my gosh, these costumes were hand-patterned and fabricated from sport lycra, Evafoam, PVC and thermoplastics over 3 weeks, and the children helped them in their creation. This is amazing. You look awesome, guys. The paint on Aqualad's mouth is hand-mixed and applied by airbrush. Black Manta's helmet includes LED wire work for the glowing eye effect also. Hand-painted glitter scales were applied to Aquaman, Aqualad, Aquagirl, and Siren's costumes after fabrication. Please welcome Mera and Dustin and their beautiful children.
Great job, guys.
Look awesome!
And one more big round of applause. That concludes our professional category. They were some great
Work, guys.
entrants in there. And there is one more final award that is decided from all 3 categories, and it's Best of Show, and it goes to the contestants that the judges feel went above and beyond all the other contestants. I have no idea how judges pick this, because they all went above and beyond. And this Best of Show can be from any skill category, so that's going to be coming. And before we announce the winners, we would like to introduce the judges of tonight's competition. They're right here, and we ask the judges, as we call your name, please stand up so people can recognize you.
We have the amazing Freddie Clements, a professor of drama and the faculty costume designer at Jacksonville State University in Jacksonville, Alabama.
And Sherilyn Lambeth, costume, prop, and puppet builder, whose work includes the TV programs, feature films, and live theater attractions, including Gin Pumps Productions.
Robert Alsop hails from London, and his work can be seen on several popular movies and television series such as X-Men, Judge Dredd, and Doctor Who.
And Travis Scott Merrill, please stand up, specializes in costume design, leatherwork, mask making, dyeing, distressing, puppetry, and armor construction for film and stage, and recently the new MacGyver series and The Avengers.
My dog's name is MacGyver. And head judge Kathleen O'Shea David, a puppeteer for over 40 years with a strong show management background. She's worked behind the scenes in film, television, and theatre in various capacities. Yay! A big round of applause for our amazing judges, guys.
Well, if anyone's backstage, we will need the honorable mention cards at some point.
Okay, guys. Just talk amongst yourselves, guys.
Okay, so each year we have 4 honorable mentions. Actually, I think I just found them. And they are contestants that may not have won one of the main prizes in the skill level, but they are honorably mentioned. They're worth mentioning. And the winners of an honorable mention do qualify for the Audience Choice Award, so you can cheer for them if you choose. The best use of materials honorable mention is Lisa Berger. Lisa, are you back there? Lisa? She's coming. That's good news. Come on out, Lisa. Yes, and if you remember, Lisa was the environmentalist, and most of her cosplay was repurposed and recycled material. Wonderful. And there's your certificate suitable for framing, Lisa. Our next honorable mention is Best Use of Technology, and that's going to be Hannah Ashley. Hannah, are you back there? Somebody's cheering, so she must be.
Hannah? So what's everyone going to do later? Party, party, party? Yeah!
Wonderful.
So this is both Hannah and Sarah Ashley, guys. Give them a big round of applause.
And the winner for the best makeup category is Mary Goodwin. Mary, come on out. You can hear the little celebrations backstage. It's really sweet. Very nice, Mary. And for the best prop, our winner is going to be Jessie Rush. Jessie, are you back there? Jessie?
Did everyone have a good day today? And it's only day, what day is it? I've already lost track. What are we? Friday. Goodness gracious, I hope you're all pacing yourselves. Wow.
That is a great prop. And once again, this year has been sponsored by the wonderful folks at Tandy Leather over here since 1919. Tandy
Thanks,
Leather.
guys. And you
has
can
been-
check them out. They've actually, you guys have a repair shop here, yes? So if anyone loses a button or something a little more drastic, have to find these guys down here. They'll help you
If you
right
have any
out.
leather needs at all,
Yes.
you know where to go. Great. So now we have our winners. These guys are each going to receive $50 in Dragoncon dollars. Wow. Which is super exciting. And we're going to start with our best novice winner. Which
Okay,
is-
wait. I think we're going to need a bit of a drum roll, guys. Give them a bit of a... Oh, come on!
They just want to go party, Gigi. We got to wrap it up. They're ready to go. Michelle Smith. Michelle, are you here? Best novice. Come on out, Michelle.
Yay!
Beautiful.
Congratulations!
Do a twirl. Do the twirl. Oh. Wonderful. Congratulations, Michelle. And
The best journeyman. Okay, guys, it's Sarah Sanders.
Sarah, come on out. Are you around? Wonderful. Sarah. Congratulations.
Looks like we could be related.
And the best it's almost like you entered the contest as her. You're cosplaying as Sarah.
Cosplaying as Sarah.
The best professional is Lydia Barnes. Lydia, come on out.
Hello, Lydia.
Lydia, here she comes.
I think one of the dragons ate
Yes,
Yay!
Dolores from Westworld. And the Audience Choice Awards. And remember, you guys will choose this winner by amount of applause. Do we want to bring out all the contestants for this, or how does this work? Or is it just these guys?
Just
okay,
these guys.
so why don't okay, got it.
All right, cool.
Why don't you put your hand
All
over
right, are you
each of them?
ready?
We'll
Okay,
go one
cool.
at a time, and judges, you guys will have to determine the most applause, so don't put that on. No, it's not on me.
Well, we also accept bribes. We like chocolate and donuts and cosmopolitan cocktails.
Okay,
That's all.
let's start with the applause for Lydia. Sarah. Michelle. Jessie. Mary. Let's see, we have, who is that next? That's Hannah and her partner, which I'm sorry, Hannah, I don't have your partner's name right here. And Lisa. Okay, so I think that we had a tie. I need Jessie and Sarah to step forward. Jessie and Sarah, yeah. And we're gonna do this one more time, and you guys gotta really, I mean, they should both win in my opinion, but maybe we can do that, I don't know. Okay, Jessie. Sarah. Judges? I'm gonna say by, I mean, do you want me to call it, or? I'm gonna say by a tiny bit it's Jessie.
Good work, guys. You all look amazing. Like, unbelievable.
Wonderful. Yeah, it makes me feel really lazy coming to something like this.
I mean, on Farscape, like I work with so many creatures and critters and everything, and so I know how much time and energy goes into this, and you just look extraordinary. Good work, guys.
Yes, and just a reminder, go to the Facebook of Dragoncon and vote for your social media favorites. You don't have to be here, you can tell your friends to vote. And if there was a professional level contestant you'd like to have seen win one of tonight's prizes, now's your chance to vote for them as your social media favorite. You can also go to Dragoncon's Art and Entertainment page, cast your vote, and the winner receives a 2018 Dragoncon membership and a gift basket, and voting will close tomorrow. And now for the grand prize winner, you guys ready? Judges may choose a best of show from any skill level, and it may not necessarily be someone that is currently on this stage. It could be, but it also is not necessary. So winning $250 cash and a guaranteed hotel room